Welcome, football lovers! Make your predictions for today's Europa League and Conference League fixtures in the comments below. And while you're typing, we proceed to start. Let's get the show on the pitch. Sadio Mane and Leroy Sané clashed following the defeat against Manchester City. Bayern footballers had an on-pitch dispute because of some game moments, and after the final whistle, the Senegalese unexpectedly hit the German on the lip in the dressing room, Sky Sport Germany informs. Eintracht Frankfurt have confirmed that Daichi Kamada will leave the club on a free transfer in June. Barcelona will make midfielder Sergio Busquets a contract renewal offer, though the player's salary will be 3 times lesser than what he currently earns, according to Marca. Carlo Ancelotti has suspended talks with Brazil until the summer. Real Madrid head coach will wait for the club's verdict on his future. Rafael Leao has told his relatives that he is gonna stay at AC Milan. The management of the club would like to close this deal after the quarterfinals of the Champions League, La Repubblica reports. Bayern are planning to modernize the club's facilities at Zabanestrasse with a new building for the first team, which will cost around 80 million euros. The current performance center no longer meets the high demands of a top club. Brighton and Hove Albion want £80 million to sell Ecuador midfielder Moises Caicedo to Manchester United this summer, Football Insider notes. Chris Smalling will extend his contract with AS Roma until 2025. The defender plans to retire with the Yellow and Reds. Galatasaray are ready to invest €10 million in signing Mauro Icardi on a permanent deal and have already started discussions with PSG, Football Insider claims. Newcastle United have joined the race for West Ham United midfielder Declan Rice and have already made contact with the player. Romelu Lukaku has netted 6 goals and delivered 1 assist in his last 6 appearances for Inter Milan and Belgium. Borussia Mönchengladbach captain Lars Stindl will leave as a free agent at the end of the season, the club's sporting director Roland Virkus said. PSG have launched an internal investigation into alleged racism claims made by head coach Christophe Galtier, which date back to the time at his previous employer Nice. Barcelona are monitoring Fluminense's 17-year-old striker Kawa Elias, Diaria Sport notifies. Italy and Turkey have submitted their bids to host the 2032 European Championship. Luka Modric has rejected a Saudi Arabia club, which was ready to pay him €30 million per season. The Croatian hopes to stay at Real Madrid, Marca reports. We have a new mentality now. The players are more focused. Now you can see the real face of Leverkusen. We have the players to win the Europa League. Bayer Leverkusen midfielder Moussa Diaby shared. Al Nassr are set to sack head coach Rudi Garcia after Cristiano Ronaldo not being satisfied with his methods and play style. The manager will be given 1 game to change the situation, ESPN informs. AS Monaco, Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund and Arsenal are all involved in the race to sign Wilfried Zaha as soon as his deal with Crystal Palace runs out this summer. The forward wants to play Champions League football next season. PSG are so desperate to get rid of Leandro Paredes, they have offered Juventus to buy the Argentine at a discount on the initial price tag, Corriere dello Sport reveals. Real Madrid are considering signing Roberto Firmino on a free transfer when his Liverpool contract expires at the end of the season. RB Leipzig midfielder Konrad Laimer has signed a 4-year agreement with Bayern Munich. He will be joining Munich camp this summer when he becomes a free agent, insider Christian Falk notes. AS Roma have made an inquiry regarding Besiktas midfielder Jetson Fernandes. I found my place here. Now I know the Premier League and I can say there is nothing better. Manchester United made it clear that it was a project until the summer. Then we'll see. Bild quotes Marcel Sabitzer. Karim Benzema has scored 11 goals in his last 8 Champions League knockout stage games against English opposition. Messi has to be a Barca player. I experienced his departure at first hand and it was a very bad day. When I see Leo in a different shirt, I still find it strange. The board was not right in letting him go. Former Barcelona coach Ronald Koeman was quoted as saying by Goal. Arsenal, Man United and Liverpool are all attentive to Ryan Gravenberch's situation at Bayern Munich. The midfielder wants guarantees of playing time. Inter Milan goalkeeper Andre Onana kept 6 clean sheets in 9 Champions League games this season. Renato Sanchez has complained about the lack of minutes in the ongoing campaign at PSG, L'Équipe notifies. Chelsea defender Reece James was closely monitored by Real Madrid in last night's Champions League quarter-final tie. Los Blancos are planning to sign the Englishman in the summer of 2025. The following quarter-final games took place in the Champions League. The results are in front of you. Now it's time for the hottest news of the release. Starting off with a rewind of yesterday's Champions League games. Real Madrid made a strong bid to reach the semi-finals. During the first leg against Chelsea, the Merengues opened the scoring in the 22nd minute thanks to Karim Benzema's brilliant finishing. In the 59th minute, Ben Chilwell got sent off, leaving the Blues no hope or at least a draw. Later on, in the 74th minute, Marco Asensio slotted the second goal for Ancelotti's side and thus made the difference clear. Easy 2-0 in favor of Los Blancos. Meanwhile, in the other battle, AC Milan gave Napoli big problems. Ismael Benacer scored in the 40th minute from Rafael Leao's pass. Then, the Rossoneri successfully kept the minimal advantage, while the Parthenopeans were getting more nervous, which resulted in André Frank Zamba Anguissa seeing a red card in the 75th minute. Eventually, we got 1-0 in favor of AC Milan. Looks like Napoli are clearly not the same without Victor Osimhen up front. Jose Mourinho is willing to quit the Roman club at the end of the season, but only for certain options such as Chelsea and PSG, according to Foot Mercato. In case the pensioners would want to appoint the Portuguese as their new helm for the third time, the special one will insist Roma to let him go to London. At the same time, the Wolves are open to parting with the manager. The source also adds that Mourinho received approaches from Saudi Arabia, but those did not interest him. Jose wishes to continue working in Europe. We would like to remind you that the term of the coach's contract with Roma lasts until the summer of next year. Bernardo Silva will once again be among Barcelona's top summer transfer window targets. The Portuguese is one of the most desirable potential signings for Blaugrana head coach Xavi. The Manchester City midfielder's name always comes up in the head coach's meetings with club bosses Joan Laporta and Mateo Alemán. Barca have already made several attempts to bring Silva to Camp Nou, but due to financial struggles, it was not possible to make a proper offer for Bernardo. Interestingly enough, this time the Catalans will try to add Ansu Fati or some of their valuable assets to the deal in order to reduce the price of 80 million euros that Man City are gonna demand. Borussia Dortmund midfielder Jude Bellingham has turned out moves to Manchester City, PSG, and Chelsea. According to Bild, the England national team midfielder wishes to represent a prestigious club that has maintained the values of passion, honor, and reputation, and not just bet on money. This leaves us with Real Madrid as the clear favorites to acquire Bellingham, since a few days ago, Liverpool also decided to drop the competition for Jude. The Merengues are open to offer Dortmund 100 million euros plus 50 million as add-ons for the transfer, as well as guarantee the footballer 20 million euros in annual salary. Bayern Munich could decide to sell Sadio Mane in the summer following the striker's clash with Leroy Sané during the Champions League quarter-final against Manchester City. Both footballers were seen arguing on the pitch, and after the game, Mane had an altercation with Sané in the dressing room and even caught his teammate slip. The Bavarian's board is gonna strictly punish Sadio, Sky Sports journalist Florian Plettenberg reports. Bayern cannot accept that. It will go beyond the fine. The club has to set an example. With Tuchel, they brought in a coach under whom things like that shouldn't happen. Bayern players were shocked by the incident between Mane and Sané. Several players are critical of Mane and don't expect him to stay at the club for long. All kinds of possible consequences are being discussed at the moment. Fine, suspension, or even separation, Plettenberg told. Folks, we all can have problems with excess weight from time to time. In order to solve this matter properly and burn extra pounds as quickly as possible, we offer you a video with working tips from a nutritionist, which released on our new channel about men's health and psychology. Subscribe. Thanks for watching, have a nice one, and see you in a bit.